Okay, we're doing Isaiah chapter 7. When I'm done with each verse, I will go in and have the proper pronunciations of the names. I don't know how to pronounce them, so I'll go in, the ones that I have trouble with anyway, I'll go in and have the proper pronunciations in this video. Isaiah chapter 7. And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, that Rezin the king of Syria, and Pekah the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up toward Jerusalem to war against it, and could not prevail against it. And it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim, and his heart was moved, and the heart of his people, as the trees of the wood are moved in the wind. Then said the Lord unto Isaiah, Go forth now to meet Ahaz, thou and Shear-Jashub the sun, at the end of the conduit of the upper pool in the highway of the fuller fields. Okay, so let's go back, and remember we need to go to 4. So let's go back and check each name and how they're properly pronounced, because I'm terrible with names. Okay, so where is Ahaz? Okay.
Strong's H271. Ahaz.
Okay. The son of Jotham, that would be Jotham, I think.
Strong's H3147. Jotham.
Okay. So remember, I'm American. I can't pronounce these things very well. So I'm going according to the American alphabet. I'm also from Hawaii, so I tend to throw in the Hawaii vowels in there. Sorry, people. Uzziah. I just need to do that.
Strong's H5818. Uzziah. Okay. Second entry. Uzziahu.
Okay, so there's 2 different ways to say the name. We know that's Judah, but Yehuda is probably how it's pronounced.
Strong's H3063.
Or Yehuda.
Yehuda.
Okay. Rezin.
Strong's H7526. Rezin.
See, always go back and look up how these things are pronounced, because they could mean something totally different.
Strong's H758. Aram.
Is
and the form just below that, Aram.
Okay. I'm sure. Pekah.
Strong's H6492. Pekah.
See, I'm saying stuff like Hawaii, Pekah. So, yeah. Okay. And Remaliah, it's probably not.
Strong's H7425. Remaliah.
Of course, this is the original word, and this is how it was translated too for other people that don't speak this language. It's for whoever speaks this language. King is Melech. See, it's always good to know. This is Yisrael.
Strong's H3478. Yisrael.
I can't roll my tongue. Yisrael. I can't do that. But anyway, It's always good to at least be able to hear how the words are pronounced, even if you cannot pronounce them. Okay, so we're on 4. Okay, so we're going to the upper pool in the highway of the fuller's field, and say unto him, Take heed and be quiet, fear not, neither be faint-hearted, for the 2 tails of these smoking firebrands, for the fierce anger of Rezin in Syria and of the son of Remaliah. Okay, so you guys are ready now how they're supposed to be pronounced. Because Syria, Ephraim, and the son of Remaliah, have taken evil counsel against thee, saying, Let us go up against Judah and vex it, and let us make a breach therein for us, and set a king in the midst of it, even the son of Prevail. I'm gonna just keep going. Thus saith the Lord God, It shall not stand, neither shall it come to pass. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, and it be not a people. And the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is Remaliah's son. If ye will not believe, surely ye shall not be established. All my interruptions are kind of making this confusing for you. We're going to stop at 7:9 and we'll continue at 7:10 at another date. But yeah, it's good to know how these things are pronounced, even though you can't pronounce them, because then you'll get a better understanding of how intricate these names were and what they really meant to these people back then. It's not just a name, it has meaning identifying who they are. So yeah, we'll continue with the child Emmanuel, Isaiah 7:10, the next time. Okay, we are continuing on with Isaiah, and we're on chapter 7. And the last time we ended off at chapter 7, verse 9, and I was giving the pronunciations of the actual names used, not these actual names, but the names that were used originally. I have a hard time pronouncing the names that I'm reading, let alone the actual original names. But if you are interested in finding out the actual words that were used, feel free to get the Blue Letter Bible online. It's free. It has Strong's Concordance. You can just click and it'll take you into the sentence, and you can look up the names. It'll give you the name, the pronunciation, and even the meaning, even the meaning of the name. And of course, there are several meanings to one word as they used them back then. Even now, some languages, there's more than one meaning to a word, depending on how it's pronounced and emphasized. Just keep that in mind when you're reading these things. It took me a while to understand. I actually learned that from Japanese. I don't know Japanese per se. I was exposed to it growing up, along with Korean, Chinese, Filipino, Tagalog, and Ilocano. The way they emphasized a word meant a different thing. So that's how I learned that. And then, of course, getting into the Bible and starting to understand that even other Eastern languages do that too, besides just Japan, even China, the Mandarin, and all that. One word can mean totally different things on the way it's pronounced and emphasized. So Keep that in mind. I am going to continue on with Isaiah 7:10 and totally mess up the names as I go along. So sorry. Okay. Moreover, the Lord spake again unto Ahaz, saying, Ask thee a sign of the Lord thy God. Ask it either in the depth or in the height above. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt the Lord. And he said, Hear ye now, O house of David, is it a small thing for you to weary men? But will ye weary my God also? Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive, and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Let's not get into confusion of this, okay? Because the reasoning for this comes later on in the New Testament. You'll understand why this is the name that is being said and not Yeshua, okay? You'll find that out in the New Testament. So let's not get all caught up in this, okay? Emmanuel simply means God with us, okay? Well, I'm not going to say simply means. Let's get into this, shall we? Emmanuel. And this is prophecy, okay? This is prophecy that did come to pass. Jesus was born, and he was called Emmanuel by certain people, okay?
Strong's H 6005. Emmanuel. Emmanuel.
Okay. And of course, because I'm from Hawaii, I say Emmanuel, okay? Sorry. Okay, now let's see the meaning. Shall we? Shall we? We shall. Emmanuel, God with us, or with us is God. Symbolic and prophetic name of the Messiah, the Christ, prophesying that he would be born of a virgin and would be God with us. That's And anybody telling you, oh, the name Emmanuel is of another God that the Jewish people or the Israelites used to worship, that's not how names work for the people back in those days. To us, a name is just a name, okay? Why do you think mothers go and search for names, specific names? Because they have a certain meaning. It means something to the mother or to the father, and they give the child that name. But people just associate them with a name. They don't bother to understand the meaning of the name. So, again, back then, children were named according to a situation during the time. Okay, so this was a prophetic name given to him. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get back into stuff. Okay, butter and honey shall he eat. I used to eat that as a kid. Okay, we're getting sidetracked here. That he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. Butter and honey. Have you had honey butter? That stuff's awesome. Anyway, for before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings. Okay. So we're going to leave it at that because I talk too much. I know. And I'm excited for this. I am. Because I can relate to the butter and honey. But I'm pretty sure it has way more meaning than how I am perceiving it. Okay? To me, butter and honey is just awesome on toast. But to this, there's probably more meaning to it. Okay? Everything has some kind of inner meaning in the Bible. Let's not forget that, okay? So we ended off on Isaiah 7:16, and we'll pick it up from Isaiah chapter 7:17 the next time. Okay, I am back. with Isaiah chapter 7. We are continuing on with verse 17, and we are going to just gung-ho it through. I will try not to interrupt or take breaks. Here we go. The Lord shall bring upon thee, and upon thy people, and upon thy father's house, days that have not come, from the day that Ephraim departed from Judah, even the king of Assyria. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall hiss for the fly that is in the uttermost part of the rivers of Egypt, and for the bee that is in the land of Assyria. And they shall come and shall rest all of them in the desolate valleys, and in the holes of the rocks, and upon all thorns, and upon all bushes. In the same day shall the Lord shave with a razor that is hired, namely, by them beyond the river, by the king of Assyria, the head, and the hair of the feet, and it shall also consume their beard, or the beard. I'm sorry, not their beard. This sounds a bit all confusing and whatnot, but I'm sure if we went in to the tool area, it would give a better explanation as to why these words were used for specific things. But we're not going to get into that. I'm going to let you go ahead and go to the description and click on the link for this, and you can look it up yourself. And it shall come to pass in that day that a man shall nourish a young cow and 2 sheep. And it shall come to pass that for the abundance of milk that they shall give, he shall eat butter. For butter and honey shall everyone eat that is left in the land. Num, 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 num. Sorry. And it shall come to pass in that day that every place shall be where there were 1,000 vines and 1,000 silverings. It shall even be for briars and thorns. So, in other words, there was abundance, but now there's just a bunch of thorny bushes and things that aren't nourishable. With arrows, that's right, right? I'm saying, and it shall come to pass in that day that every place shall be where there were. Yeah, okay, so that's what I say. Where there used to be good and plenty, there's now useless stuff, okay? With arrows and with bows shall men come thither, because all the land shall become briars and thorns. And really? Okay. And on all hills that shall be digged with the mattock, there shall not come thither the fear of briars and thorns, but it shall be for the sending forth of oxen and for the treading of lesser cattle. So, in other words, it's land useless to thrive on, but good enough for cattle to graze upon, I guess. It becomes cattle land. Okay, so that's the basics of this one. Again, this was Isaiah. Um, and if you want a better understanding of words that were used, feel free, get to the link that I'm going to provide, Blue Letter Bible. You can either use this, which will take you through the same basic thing. It's a little bit more confusing, but you can also just go straight to the actual sentence, which does the same thing. You just click on the word that you're looking for within here for better understanding. It'll give you the original word that it was translated from, pronunciation of the word, and the meaning of the word. It's a pretty useful tool, and it gives you better understanding of what you're reading. With that being said, thanks for watching, and happy reading, I guess. Enjoy.